Welcome to this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. I'm your host, Lioness, and today we're going to talk about meditation. So I know on Wind Down Wednesdays, people take that literally and figure they need to wind down with a bottle of wine, be it a glass or two or the entire 4-glass bottle or larger, depending on if they've got a Magnum or something larger. However, this Wind Down Wednesday, the first from Royalties in Yoga, we're going to talk about meditation and what is meditation. And I'm going to reference a little bit on meditation from Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, also known as Osho, and I'm going to read a little bit from the Psychology of the Esoteric, and we'll elaborate from there on meditation. Before we begin that, however, I don't know how many of you are familiar with meditation or what exactly meditation means or what the practice is, but typically meditation is quieting the mind, being able to center the body, center the being, and quieting the mind, kind of turning off that voice in our heads that are constantly telling us this way or that way, making us feel a certain way, have certain emotions. So the art and practice of meditation, in my opinion, is quieting the mind. But we'll read a little bit from the Psychology of the Esoteric and see what Osho talks about and says about that, and then we'll kind of go in a little more detail about what meditation is. All right, so get comfortable and sit back. We'll hang out today on this Wind Down Wednesday, and we're going to enter the gap, the mystery of meditation. So what is meditation? Meditation is not an Indian method. It is not simply a technique. You cannot learn it. It is a growth of your total living, out of your total living. Meditation is not something that can be added to you as you are. It can come to you only through a basic transformation, a mutation. It is a flowering, a growth. Growth is always out of the total. It is not an addition. You must grow toward meditation. This total flowering of the personality must be understood correctly. Otherwise, one can play games with oneself. One can occupy oneself with mental tricks. And there are so many tricks. Not only can you be fooled by them, not only will you not gain anything, but in a real sense, you will be harmed. The very attitude that there is some trick to meditation, to conceive of meditation in terms of method, is basically wrong. And when one begins to play with mental tricks, the very quality of the mind begins to deteriorate. As mind exists, it is not meditative. The total mind must change before meditation can happen. Then what is the mind as it now exists? How does it function? The mind is always verbalizing. You can know words, you can know language, you can know the conceptual structure of thinking, but that is not thinking. On the contrary, it is an escape from thinking. You see a flower and you verbalize it. You see a man crossing the street and you verbalize it. The mind can transform every existential thing into words. Then the words become a barrier, an imprisonment. This constant transformation of things into words, of existence into words, is the obstacle to a meditative mind. So the first requirement toward a meditative mind is to be aware of your constant verbalizing and to be able to stop it. Just see things. Do not verbalize. Be aware of their presence, but do not change them into words. Let things be without language. Let persons be without language. Let situations be without language. It is not impossible. It is natural. It is the situation as it now exists that is artificial. But we have become so habituated to it. It has become so mechanical that we are not even aware that we are constantly transforming experiences into words. The sun rises there. You're never aware of the gap between seeing it and verbalizing. You see the sun, you feel it, and immediately you verbalize it. The gap between seeing and verbalizing is lost. One must become aware of the fact that the sunrise is not a word. It is a fact, a presence. The mind automatically changes experiences into words. These words then come between you and the experience. Meditation means living without words, living non-linguistically. Sometimes it happens spontaneously. So just a bit of silence, and then meditation means living without words, living non-linguistically. Sometimes it happens spontaneously. When you're in love, presence is felt, not language. Whenever two lovers are intimate with one another, they become silent. It is not that there is nothing to express. On the contrary, there is an overwhelming amount to be expressed. But words are never there. They cannot be. They come only when love has gone. If two lovers are never silent, it is an indication that love has died. Now they are filling the gap with words. When love is alive, words are not there because the very existence of love is so overwhelming, so penetrating, that the barrier of language and words is crossed. And ordinarily, it is only crossed in love. Meditation is the culmination of love. Love, not for a single person, but for the total existence. To me, meditation is living relationship with the total existence that surrounds you. If you can be in love with any situation, then you are in meditation. And this is not a mental trick. It is not a method of stilling the mind. Rather, it requires a deep understanding of the mechanism of the mind. The moment you understand your mechanical habit of verbalization, of changing existence into words, a gap is created. It comes spontaneously. It follows understanding like a shadow. The real problem is not how to be in meditation, but to know why you are not in meditation. The very process of meditation is negative. It is not adding something to you. It is negating something that has already been added. Society cannot exist without language. It needs language, but existence does not need it. So Osho's not saying that you shouldn't, he's not saying that you should exist without language, but what he's saying is that you will have to use it, but you must be able to turn the mechanism of verbalization on and off. So it's like when people say, we live in this world, but we're not of it. That's what he's saying. when you're in this world, when you're in your place of doing, when you're in your place of, work or business or your mandatory and necessary interactions, you will use language. But outside of that, in meditation, you will experience. And that may not always be sitting in a posture, in a studio, on a yoga mat. It may not be that. It may be walking down the street, just feeling, just experiencing the trees around you, the flowers, the grass, the butterflies that pass by your face. It's experiencing it. I've always said we are living this experience for the Creator. We have to live our best expression of it. And it's a process we learn on this journey along the way. But we have to feel, we have to experience. That's the meditation. Quieting the mind. Letting the words go. The need to describe the wheres, the hows. The need to detail out the experience. The need to anthropomorphize the experience. Just experience. The breath. The breath is oh so gentle, yet so powerful, so nourishing, so healing. The breath moves through our body like a sacred force, pushing out the pollutants of this existence, filtering it through our lungs, exhaling it out of our mouths. Steadily healing us of those toxins that want to stick and find a home, a host environment to harbor their illness, a succubus. But our breath filters. Experience the breath. And those walks down the street are beautiful as you take those deep inhales. And you smell, oh man, outside smells good. The dew, the mist, the sound of the elements. It's soothing to the soul. Have you ever just sat with the opposite sex and the energy is fire and you're silent and you stare in each other's eyes? You're so filled with emotion. You may say this and that, but you're just feeling. Man, and it's feeling good. You want to touch, but you don't want to touch because you know it's hot. But you're feeling, that feeling? Man, that's that sultry experience. And it feels good. And you're silent and you're quiet. Maybe there's some tunes on and you're vibing. But you're just feeling the vibration of the beats. I remember when we were listening to mixes of like deep house and rare grooves, acid jazz, and all that naked music stuff from the Bay, and and we just vibe, and yeah, there's vocals and stuff too, but it was vibey, and we'd feel it. We just experience, vibe out to some of the best herbs and medi and teas and good foods, because growing up in California, you get that. But we experienced a lot of things differently, obviously pre-social media. But meditation is more than just holding, and it's feeling. It's feeling. And it's healing. And you let yourself, your body, your temple, become filled with feeling. We become so numb. You know, we want to talk about it, and we're mad, and we get it all out. Yeah, man, get it out. I remember reading this book by Osho. I think it's Love, Freedom, and Aloneness. And he was talking about giving yourself, actually it was Walk Without Feet, but giving yourself time, say once a week or every day, like an hour, and just like get it out, like cuss a little bit, like just, kind of get it out your system. Because if you don't, it's something that festers inside. You're mad at what happened at work. You're pissed at the way they cut you off along the street. You're just angry at the way that checker handled you. Whatever the case may be, take a moment, whatever that is, and get it out. So you can move about the rest of your day in meditation. Get back to the love factor. Get back to feeling the love in your environment. There's a balance everywhere. So there's the potential to feel the good, the bad, the love, the negative. It's there, but work to feel the love in your environment, wherever that may be. And it can be hard, depending on your relationships with certain people, but you have to deal with them regardless, But meditation is a presence, not a thing you do. Thank you for winding down with me on this Wind Down Wednesday. I eased down with you with some Genmai Cha, a green tea with roasted brown rice. Did some leg balancing yoga while I hung out with you. And I will be posting that on YouTube soon. But I thank you again. It's been peace. And remember, meditation is non-linguistic. Meditation is the experience. Meditation means living without words. Have a beautiful evening. Love and light.